Fast X, Part 2, The End of the Road begins. The Burning Bridge. The movie begins in chaos. The dam from Fast X explodes behind Dom and little Brian. The water roars, rocks crumble, and the Charger speeds through smoke and destruction. Dom uses his instincts and a hidden emergency tunnel beneath the dam to escape the flood. As they burst out on the other side, soaked and shaken, Dom tells his son, "As long as I breathe, nobody takes you from me." The screen cuts to Dante watching from a distance, believing Dom is finally dead, but deep down, he knows the Toretto never dies that easily. The aftermath. Days later, the world's media declares Dominic Toretto and his son missing, presumed dead. Dante Reyes celebrates his victory in Rio, claiming he has burned the legend of Dom Toretto. But Letty and Cipher, both alive after the Antarctic crash, are captured by a secret agency prison. Cipher reveals to Letty that Dante isn't finished. His next move will target every member of Dom's family. The stakes are higher than ever. It's not about cars anymore. It's about survival. The family in shadows. Roman, Tej, Han, and Ramsey regroup in a hidden safe house in Morocco. They mourn Dom, but refuse to believe he's gone. They discover that Mr. Nobody's files were stolen by Dante before his attack. Files that hold locations of every safe house the crew has ever used. Ramsey hacks into the agency system and discovers something shocking. Mr. Nobody might still be alive, taken captive by Dante himself. Their next mission begins, to rescue the man who once held the keys to their protection. Dom's return. Somewhere in Mexico, Dom wakes up in a garage filled with classic cars and old friends. Hector, his street racing ally from the very first Fast and Furious, helps him recover. Dom's Charger is destroyed, but his will is not. He learns that Dante's network has spread worldwide. Dom vows to rebuild his family and end the cycle of revenge once and for all. He sends out a coded message to his team, a signal only they would recognize: ride or die. Letty and Cipher's alliance. Meanwhile, Letty and Cipher form an uneasy alliance to escape their icy prison. They fight their way through guards, commandeer snowmobiles, and crash through the frozen tundra. Cipher reveals something important. Dante has hacked into the agency's satellite network, giving him global surveillance power. She tells Letty, if we don't stop him now, he'll own the world's roads. After a daring mid-air extraction, Letty and Cipher escape in a stealth plane sent by Ramsey. The hidden message. Tess, Mr. Nobody's daughter, decodes a secret file left behind by Jacob Toretto before his death. Inside it is a message. If you're hearing this, Dante's plan is bigger than revenge. Jacob left behind a car, a modified Mustang in Tokyo, containing a data chip that reveals the locations of Dante's offshore vaults and his network of corrupt officials. The team realizes that to defeat Dante, they'll have to go after his money, his power, and his pride, just like they did to his father in Fast 5. Dante's revenge expands. Dante Reyes unleashes chaos across multiple countries. Using hacked drones, he attacks safe houses in London, Dubai, and Los Angeles. Innocent people are caught in the crossfire. Roman and Tej try to save as many as they can, showing the world that the Fast family still stands for loyalty and protection. Dante taunts them with a message. You took my father's gold. Now I take your souls. The family realizes that this isn't a battle, it's a war. The Los Angeles showdown. Dom returns to Los Angeles, the city where it all began. Standing outside his old garage, he feels the weight of the past. He knows Dante will come for him here. Using his underground street racing network, Dom sends out an invitation to every racer, hacker, and ally he's ever helped. The message is simple. It's time to race for family. LA becomes a battleground lit by neon lights, where loyalty and horsepower collide. The race of retribution. Dante arrives at the race in a gold-plated hypercar, a symbol of his father's stolen fortune. He challenges Dom to a final race. Winner takes all. As they speed through downtown LA, Dante reveals that his car is rigged with explosives. The race becomes a death trap. Dom uses NOS and a precision drift to flip Dante's car into the LA River. The explosion lights up the skyline, but when the dust settles, Dante is gone, vanished into the shadows once again. Reunion at the garage. The crew finally reunites at Dom's garage. The atmosphere is emotional. Hugs, tears, and relief fill the air. Letty introduces Cipher to the team, shocking everyone. Roman almost attacks her, but Dom stops him, saying, "We don't forgive easily, but we don't fight family when the road ahead is this dangerous." Cipher agrees to help destroy Dante's satellite weapon in exchange for redemption. The new family is complete, united by survival, not trust. Operation Redemption. The team splits into 3 dangerous missions. Dom, Letty, and Cipher head to Rio to hunt Dante. Tej, Roman, and Ramsey infiltrate the agency's main server facility to shut down the satellites. Han and Tess travel to Tokyo to recover Jacob's data chip. Each mission is filled with intense chases, gadgets, and emotional moments. A true return to classic Fast and Furious style. The Tokyo heist. Han returns to Tokyo, haunted by his past. He reconnects with his old friend DK, Drift King, for help. Together, they infiltrate a Yakuza vault where Jacob's car is stored. The chase that follows through the narrow streets of Shibuya is breathtaking. Neon lights, drifting corners, and roaring engines. Han retrieves the chip, but barely escapes with his life. Before leaving, DK tells him, "You were always more than a racer. You were a survivor." The agency betrayal. Tej and Ramsey discover that Amaze, the head of the agency, faked his death and is working with Dante. His plan? Use Project Crossroad, a satellite weapon capable of controlling every vehicle in the world. Amaze wants total control of global security, and Dante wants total chaos. Together, they're unstoppable, unless Dom's crew can disable the system before it launches. The Rio finale begins. Dom, Letty, and Cipher arrive in Rio. Dante's men flood the streets with armored convoys. Dom calls for help from the local racers, old allies from Fast Five. The city erupts into chaos, filled with explosions, street battles, and NOS-fueled stunts. Cars swing from cranes, flip buses, and crush drones. For the first time, it's not about money or revenge. It's about protecting their legacy. The Crossroad. Cipher finally redeems herself by sacrificing her life. She rams a jet full of explosives into a maze command center, destroying the control unit of Project Crossroad. Before dying, she tells Dom, "Maybe I was the virus, but you were always the cure." The explosion disables Dante's digital power, leaving him vulnerable, just the way Dom wants him. The Bridge of Fate. Dom and Dante face off on the rebuilt Rio Bridge, the same one where Dom once stole Dante's father's vault. Their duel is both brutal and symbolic. Engines roar, NOS ignites, and 2 legends collide. Dante tries to detonate his car again, but Dom rams him off the bridge in an epic mid-air explosion. As Dante's car falls into the river below, Dom saves little Brian from the wreckage, bringing their story full circle. The silent goodbye. After the battle, Dom buries Jacob and Cipher side by side. Standing beside Letty and his son, he reflects on everything they've lost. "Family isn't blood," he says. "It's the people who ride with you through hell and back." The scene closes with the family gathering at a beach, peaceful, united, and finally free from the war that began years ago. The new dawn. Mr. Nobody returns, revealing that Tess will now lead the agency, this time with integrity. Dom tells her he's done with missions, saying, "The only race I want now is the one that takes me home." He gives his Charger's keys to little Brian, telling him, "The car doesn't make the man makes the ride." It's a passing of the torch moment, marking the end of Dom's era. Epilogue, the next generation. Years later, little Brian is now a young adult, tuning up his father's legendary black Charger. Han, Tej, and Roman visit him, joking about how time flies. Ramsey brings news of a new threat rising in the east, hinting that the saga might continue through the next generation. As little Brian starts the engine, he says, "My dad taught me one thing. Family always rides together." The final ride. As the sun sets, Dom and Brian O'Connor's cars meet once more on a coastal highway. This time, Brian's blue Skyline drives beside Dom's black Charger, symbolizing Paul Walker's eternal presence. They race side by side, smiling before splitting on separate roads. The screen fades to black with the message. For Paul, for family, for the road ahead.